Ding! Activate the Wanja bank system. When Chen Fan looked at the magnificent hall in front of him, he was taken aback for a moment, and then he showed ecstasy. I finally got a gold finger. He is a traveler. Dakan, who came to the eastern region of Lingyun continent a month ago, became a domestic slave of the Chen family in Yanchanj. As a traverser, he is naturally unwilling to be ordinary, and he desperately understands the world, and even tries his best to obtain the Chen family's exercises, ready to show his ambitions and embark on a journey of cultivation against the sky. As a result, he accidentally saw Miss Chen's family in a man, and was slapped to death by Miss Chen's family. Aggrieved. Very frustrated. I am ashamed of the traveler. This is Chen Fan's only thought before his death. No, he still has another thought: if I had a system like other traversers, it would be fine. Then, he never expected that he really got the system. It's just, I'm dead, what's the use of getting the system? Chen Fan yelled. In the next instant, a lot of information about the system flooded into my mind. Host, Chen Fan. Identity, Soul Repair. Cultivation Base, the first level of cultivation of the ghost. Resources, 2 ghost puppets, 3 10,000 world tokens, and several debt contracts. Among them, the 4 lines of information at the top made Chen Fan's eyes shine brightly. The ghost is an extremely rare existence in this world. Only when a person is dead, the soul has not disappeared, and it can exist for a long time, can it be called a ghost. There is no power in the world who can do this. He is naturally not powerful, and being able to become a ghost is obviously a function of the system. Next, I only need to use the power of the system to continuously grow the 10,000 Realms Bank, improve the cultivation of the ghosts, and one day be able to rebirth and even reshape the flesh. And now, I have 2 ghost puppets. This is a puppet body specially made for ghost practitioners. I can enter the puppet body and walk in the world as a human again. Wonderful. Chen Fan's character, not willing to be locked in the system all the time, immediately clicked to view the details of the 2 ghost puppets. Immediately, 2 puppet models appeared in front of them. A male puppet and a female puppet. He didn't expect that there was a female puppet, and it was not the kind of stiff robot-like puppet at all. Apart from the hollow eyes, it was almost indistinguishable from a normal living person. Just, let him enter a female puppet? Isn't this a transformation? It always feels weird. But there seems to be some expectations. Chen Fan saw this female ghost puppet with a stunning face and a fiery figure, his eyes flashed and he was eager to try. Just do it, and his ghost immediately got into this female puppet. I saw that this female puppet's originally hollow eyes instantly became flexible, even extremely strange, completely like a living person. Sure enough, it's not as good as I thought. I can only stay between her eyebrows. Moreover, if you want to control a puppet to fight, you need a lot of spirit stones. After spitting out for a while, Chen Fan then entered the male ghost puppet for a try. Male ghost puppets have the strength of the 9th rank in the spiritual cultivation realm, and female ghost puppets have the strength of the late spiritual profound realm. If you want to urge any puppet to make an all-out effort, you need a lot of spiritual stones. The point is, I'm just a ghost now, where can I get the spirit stone? Frowning his brows, Chen Fan cast his sights on the 3 10,000 realms tokens and several debt contracts. This cheating system of 10,000 worlds banks sounds very powerful, but there is no money on the account. There are no resources in the treasury either. If you want to get a spirit stone to motivate a puppet, you can only rely on these 10,000 world tokens and debt contracts. According to the information he obtained, the role of Wanja token is to find customers. Through Wanja token, customers can directly come to the trading hall of Wanja Qianzhuang to discuss loan matters with themselves. As for these debt contracts, it is Chen Fan's top priority. He immediately clicked to view details: Golden Eye Demon Sovereign, borrow a pair of golden eyes from 10,000 realms bank, and return it after 1,000 years. If it expires, it will pay off with his life. Fairy Ling Mei, he borrowed a face from 10,000 realms bank, and returned it after 10,000 years, and remained a slave for life after the deadline. The of War, Lei Tian, borrowed the 10,000 years of life in the 10,000 realms bank, and will return it after 100,000 years. It will be returned 100 times overdue. Looking at the contract in his hand, Chen Fan was stunned. Golden Eye Demon Venerable, the famous powerhouse of the 9 heavens, and the 9 heavens, rare opponents. A pair of golden pupils can see through everything, see through all lies, and shock the mind. Unexpectedly, the golden pupil on which it became famous was actually borrowed. There is also the Ling Mei fairy. She is the #1 beauty in the fairy world, and she is even more superb with her charm. I don't know how many strong people are willing to worship her pomegranate skirt. Unexpectedly, her face was actually borrowed. So, what is her true face? It's better to call a plastic surgery fairy. Lei Tian, the Ancient of War. According to legend, one of the 10 powerhouses in the God realm. Unexpectedly, he also owes the 10,000 realms bank of 10,000 years of life. And also, he's meow, all these people didn't pay it back overdue. The task given to me by the system is to settle all these debts. Chen Fan was very excited when he thought that Fairy Ling Mei might become his slave girl. He is now the owner of the 10,000 worlds bank system, able to sign debt contracts at will, and is the creditor of countless strong men and beauties. As long as he takes back all the things borrowed from these systems, he is definitely the strongest man in the world. The richest man. Ahem. It's just that my current strength is too weak, so let's find some good guys to get debts first. Also, it's best to be nearby. Chen Fan was still very calm. He didn't get complacent. He continued to search for the debt contract, and finally found one. Xiao Sheng, the governor of Lingyun County, borrowed a female puppet from the Wanja Bank to be his wife, and returned it 1 year later. For every year overdue, the 10 year lifespan will be charged. And he is now 10 years overdue. In other words, Xiao Sheng owes me 100 years of life for the interest alone. In the past few years, he was just a mid-level master of the spiritual realm, but he suddenly married a wife, and then with the help of his wife, he succeeded in gaining a foothold in Lingyun County, under the command of the Qin army of 100,000 and awe-inspiring. Envied by the world. Unexpectedly, Xiao Sheng's wife is a puppet. And his wife turned out to be mine. What is the saddest thing in the world? So many people owe me money, but I dare not ask for it. All those who owe money are uncle. Chen Fan reluctantly discovered that he couldn't even beat Xiao Sheng, the prefect of Lingyun County, the most pedantic existence. If you go, you're going to die. So, I can only do a small business first. It's a big deal, only then can I have the capital to find Xiao Sheng for debt. Chen Fan has thoroughly studied the system. Apart from countless debt contracts and 2 puppets, the capital he has now is himself. That's right. His own things can also be exchanged. I'm in a ghost state now, I don't even have a lifespan, only my soul power can be traded. The available capital in Chen Fan's hands is pitiful, and my current spirit power can use up to 1/5, and more will hurt the roots. After understanding the basic information, Chen Fan did not hesitate to use a transaction qualification. System, use a 10,000 worlds token. I want to trade with 1/5 of my soul power. In the next instant, a 10,000 worlds token suddenly disappeared in front of Chen Fan's eyes, without any signs. Dakan, Yanchenj, the city lord's mansion. Li Zhan, Dakanwu official, Yanchenj city lord, holding 5,000 troops in his hand, said one thing in Yanchenj. At this moment, he looked at his dying son in the hospital bed, his savage face was completely absent. Who did it? Forcibly erased Hauer's ghost. Didn't I let you follow Hauer? How could he become like this? He lifted the lieutenant who was kneeling next to him, and roared. My lord, city lord! I. The lieutenant shivered with fright, and his words were verbose. Young city lord, he deliberately pushed me away. When I arrived, he was already. Waste. Go to hell. Li Zhan was extremely protective of his shortcomings, and he had only such a son who was extremely affectionate. At this time, under the violent emotions, he shot directly and slapped his palm on the Baiwei cup ointment on the head of the deputy. Puff! The next moment, the head of the lieutenant instantly cracked, and blood rushed out of the 7 orifices and died on the spot. Puff! Upon seeing this, the other people in the room immediately fell to their knees in fright, shaking all over. Roll! Get all out! Li Zhan's reason was completely eroded by anger. Hauer, wake up! Tell Dad who did it. I want to destroy his 9 races. Vengeance for you! At this moment, a token suddenly appeared in front of him out of thin air. This token is dark gold in its entire body, exquisite and gorgeous in workmanship, with the words 10,000 realms engraved on it, shining brightly. 10,000 Worlds Bank, trading everything. The next moment, a majestic voice suddenly sounded in Li Zhan's mind. Immediately, Li Zhan was slightly startled, and then frowned. The sudden appearance of the 10,000 Worlds token and the majestic voice that suddenly sounded in my mind were mysterious everywhere. He couldn't avoid being suspicious. But since everything can be traded, should I wake up my son? The next moment, he grabbed it without hesitation. Now, he can't think of so much for his son. He must give it a try. Immediately afterwards, he disappeared directly in place. It appeared again, already in the lobby of the 10,000 Realms Bank. This is the 10,000 Realms Bank. I want to save my son. Any price is fine. Li Zhan said hurriedly, for fear that his son would die if it was delayed for a second. Based on the evaluation of Wanja Bank, the cost of saving your son, you cannot afford it. Chen Fan did not show up, but just said, however, I can help your son restore a part of the ghost so that he can speak, and his consciousness is still alive. Real. Hearing this, Li Zhan was overjoyed, and immediately said, what price do I have to pay? Ding! Strike the existing resources, 100,000 spiritual stones, walking steps, gravel palms, 7 women. The next moment, Chen Fan's mind suddenly sounded a system prompt. Hearing the 7 women, he couldn't help but twitch his mouth. This world is good. With power, everything can be obtained. A city lord can marry 7 women. 100,000 spirit stones. Immediately, Chen Fan spit out indifferently. 100,000 spirit stones. Li Zhan was shocked. His inventory for so many years happened to have 100,000 spiritual stones. How did the other party know? For a moment, thinking of all the miracles of this 10,000 Worlds Bank, he was quite jealous of this 10,000 Worlds Bank. It is good. Immediately, he agreed without any hesitation, took out the universe bag, and then 100,000 spiritual stones appeared and piled in the hall of the 10,000 Realms Bank. Upon seeing this, Chen Fan secretly said, close. Immediately afterwards, these 100,000 spirit stones disappeared immediately. Strictly horrified, no one showed up, and 100,000 spiritual stones were taken away directly. Immediately, he asked in awe, 100,000 spiritual stones have been given to you, when will my son's ghost be restored? Now. Chen Fan's voice fell, and Li Zhan disappeared. Before Li Zhan could react, he returned to the room. He was taken aback for a moment, and then suddenly looked at his son. Hauer. Then, he found that Li Hao actually opened his eyes. Wanja Bank, so powerful? With horror in his heart, he became more and more in awe of this mysterious 10,000 Worlds Bank, and then hurriedly asked, Hauer, How do you feel now? Tell Dad, who did it? Ding! The first transaction is completed, with a completion rate of 200%. Get rewards for the tasks corresponding to the degree of completion. Reward settlement: obtain the cheat book, obtain 100, and obtain 1. After Chen Fan completed the first transaction, a series of system prompts sounded in his mind. There are so many rewards. It should be because of the extremely high degree of completion of my transaction. The degree of completion depends on the value of what you get from the customer. Immediately, he began to check the rewards. Sky level high level exercises, exclusive to soul cultivation. 100 tokens, which can be used for trading. 1. Can be used to quickly improve the cultivation level, without any side effects. Make a big profit. At this time, Chen Fan couldn't help but show ecstasy. The Yin Soul secret art can be used for cultivation, and it is a high-level exercise technique of the heavenly rank. In this Ling Yun continent, there is definitely a first-class cultivation technique. More importantly, I don't even have any difficulty in training, so I can start to practice directly. Chen Fan knew that his talent was not good enough. If he could directly practice cultivation, it would save him too much time. The more he thought about it, the more excited he became, and Chen Fan was about to turn his attention to special props. Only if one's own strength is strong enough is fundamental. Use. The host's cultivation base is upgraded to the second stage of the ghost. The host's cultivation base is upgraded to the third level of the ghost. The host's cultivation base has been upgraded to 9 ghosts. The cultivation base has soared so much. Chen Fan was overjoyed when he felt his ghost grow rapidly and become majestic. Under normal circumstances, if you have soul skills, the soul cultivation of the first ghost can kill the first-rank spiritual cultivation martial artist, the soul cultivation of the second ghost can kill the second-rank spiritual cultivation martial artist, and so on. 9 levels of ghosts, which is comparable to the 9-tier spiritual cultivation. Of course, if there is no spirit ability, the lethality is almost negligible. The spirit ability level is too low, and the lethality is not high. Even so, the gain is great. This transaction not only didn't hurt the ghost, but it made the ghost cultivation soar. This special item is so awesome. Miss Chen family, I'm Chen Fan. It's revenge. Chen family. The old man will kill you. Dare to harm me however. Come on, transfer troops. Encircle and suppress Chen's house, not leaving one. Yancheng City Lord's mansion is fierce and furious. Just now, Li Hao, who woke up, told what happened. It was exactly what the Chen family did. The purpose is self-evident, just want to force him to bow his head. Forcing him to give up the actual management right of this wild goose city. Tread. Tread. Dakin's military pawns were extremely efficient, and soon assembled, neatly and uniformly, like 5 long dragons, entering the city from 5 directions, and then drove to Chen's house. The eyes of the warriors and civilians of the entire Yancheng gathered together. City Master Li led troops into the city. This is a major event. Could it be related to the attack on his son? The direction they are moving forward seems to be the Chen family. Immediately, everyone followed the army, wanting to see the excitement. A moment of effort. The members of the Chen family were besieged before they could react. What are you doing? Do you know where this is? This is the Chen family. The first family of Yancheng. A group of soldiers, looking for death. Roll. For a while, several Chen family members asked harshly. Obviously, they are used to being arrogant and domineering, and they are not even aware of their current situation. Who? In the next instant, these people had a flower in front of them. Before they could react, Li Zhan shot directly. With a wave of the long sword in his hand, several heads flew high. Blood splattered Chen's door. It's your Chen family who killed. The Chen family dare to attack and kill my son. The sin is unforgivable. Kill! Li Zhan immediately yelled, like a Hongzhong-like voice exploding in a radius of 10 miles. Kill! 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 Immediately, the 5,000 soldiers shouted loudly, stepped forward in order, and entered the Chen family. Puff! Puff! A feast of massacre began immediately. The strongest of the Chen family is nothing but the strength of the later stage of the spirit profound realm, but Li Zhan is the strength of the early stage of the spirit profound realm, crushed by combat power. In terms of the number of people, 5,000 soldiers, even more than hundreds of people in the Qinjia district. Therefore, there is no suspense in this massacre. The Chen family, it's really dying. After Chen Fan learned of the situation, he couldn't help but shook his head slightly. Isn't this a chance to avenge myself? Who is not good to provoke, must provoke the lord of a city. In Dakan, force is supreme, and the style of advocating martial arts is extremely prosperous. The master of a city, the stronger the strength, the greater the power. Just like Li Zhan, completely controlling the power of life and death of the entire Goose City, and destroying one party's power, isn't it just like playing? He even dared to his son. I really don't know how to write dead words. City Lord Li, what evidence do you have to prove that my Chen family did it? The Chen family patriarch asked angrily, even if you are the Yanqing city lord, you can't slander my Chen family at will, right? He was sure that when he shot himself, no one noticed it. So, how did Li Zhan know that this was the work of the Chen family? Humph! At this time, still want to quibble? With a cold snort, he sternly said, Hauer said it himself. Impossible! Patriarch Chen's complexion changed. Li Zhan didn't bother to talk nonsense with him, waved his hand directly. 4 soldiers carried a bed, lying on the bed was Li Hao. At this time, Li Hao stared at the Chen family patriarch with resentment on his face. How is this possible? I have obviously annihilated your ghost. How can you wake up? Patriarch Chen asked in disbelief. 10,000 realms bank. I traded with 100,000 spirit stones, which restored part of Hauer's ghost. Li Hao didn't hide it either. Hearing this, everyone was shocked. Can the ghost still be traded? What kind of power is this 10,000 worlds bank? Why never heard of it? It's so amazing. The Chen family patriarch is even more confused, which is beyond his cognition. In the fear of death, he had an idea and yelled, 10,000 realms bank. I want to trade too. Use everything in my Chen family for my breakthrough. Right now, only a breakthrough can survive. To trade with 10,000 realms bank, you need 10,000 realms tokens. Do you have them? At this moment, a beautiful and moving figure slowly walked out, with an enchanting voice. This person is the female ghost puppet controlled by Chen Fan. Who are you? Li Zhan's soldiers immediately stopped him. Everyone's eyes cast over. Immediately, beside Chen Fan, a 10,000 worlds token was suspended in the air. Li Zhan's pupils shrank, his attitude changed instantly, his expression was extremely respectful, and he personally stepped forward to greet him. Are you the steward of 10,000 realms bank? The reason why Li Zhan guessed this way was because when he was trading with Wanja Bank, he clearly heard a male voice. How could he have thought that there would be such a lifelike ghost puppet? What is even more unexpected is that the ghost puppet has the effect of changing the voice. Do not. The slave house is just the master's slave girl. Chen Fan said. What? Everyone's complexion changed. Such a beautiful woman is only a slave? Her master is too blessed, right? My master is also the owner of 10,000 realms bank. Chen Fan continued. Hello miss, the Chen family patriarch said respectfully. In the end, he was half talking and was directly interrupted by Chen Fan. I am not a young lady, you can call my little secret. Little me. The Chen family patriarch was taken aback for a moment, and then continued, please give me a token of 10,000 worlds, there are 20,000 spirit stones here, you keep it. With that said, he already took out a Qunkan bag. Chen Fan waved his hand and said, no. I will add 30,000 spiritual stones to make up to 50,000. The Chen family patriarch gritted his teeth and said, no. Chen Fan refused again, I won't give you as much as you add. Because, the owner of the slave house is called Chen Fan. As he said, he turned his gaze and looked at Miss Chen's family, with a sweet smile, and then said, Miss Chen's family, shouldn't you be familiar with this name? Hearing that, Miss Chen's face changed drastically, she shook her head frantically, and said in disbelief, it's impossible, didn't he be slapped to death by me? Moreover, he is just a slave of my Chen family. How could he be the owner of the 10,000 Realms Bank? How could there be a slave woman like you? Yeah, it sounds impossible. Chen Fan said with a smile, but, this is a fact. What is even more unexpected to you is that because of your slap, your Chen family will face the calamity of extermination. This world, isn't it amazing? You. Miss Chen family cried so much that it rained with pear blossoms, she was extremely embarrassed, please, let me go, let go of our Chen family. Naughty animal. You are the sinner of the Chen family. Today, I will clean up the door on behalf of the Chen family. In the next moment, what everyone did not expect was that the head of the Chen family slapped Miss Chen family to death, his granddaughter. Immediately, the patriarch of the Chen family looked at Chen Fan with a flattering look, and said kindly, little, the messenger, I don't know the result of this treatment, are you still satisfied? Tisk tisk. Chen Fan looked at the frightened and incredibly beautiful face of the Chen family eldest, tisk tisk twice, then looked at the Chen family chief, patted him on the face, and said, satisfied. Of course satisfied. The master of the slave house was slapped to death by your granddaughter. It's ironic that you treat him in the same way as a human being. Very cool. Just be happy. Look at it, the 10,000 worlds token. The Chen family patriarch smiled flatteringly. No. Chen Fan refused. You. The Chen family patriarch's expression changed, and then his killing intent was overwhelming. He turned to Chen Fan with a grim face, then go to death together. Upon seeing this, Chen Fan sneered, but he couldn't avoid it. Boom! Under all eyes, the Chen family patriarch slapped Chen Fan's heart with a palm. He is a master of the later stage of the spirit profound realm. It will kill the person in front of you. Everyone's complexion changed, thinking that Chen Fan would definitely die. After all, they didn't feel any aura fluctuations from Chen Fan at all. But the next moment, Patriarch Chen's complexion changed suddenly. Chest attack. Chen Fan looked at the Chen family patriarch's hand on his heart as if he was okay, and said, I didn't expect the Chen family patriarch to be an old hooligan. The puppet has amazing defenses in his entire body, no pain, and is the king of melee combat. A ghost puppet has all the characteristics of a puppet, and a human ghost can enter the center of its eyebrows, control it, and perform some combat skills. Fighting power is even more abnormal. If Chen Fan practiced terrifying combat skills, leapfrogging challenges would be commonplace. Therefore, although the Chen family patriarch is a master of the later stage of the spirit profound realm, he would never want to hurt the little secret. Even if Chen Fan does not know any combat skills and controls the little secret, he is invincible at the level of the spirit profound realm. This battle is doomed from the beginning. Remember not to hit a woman's chest casually in your next life. Who? Immediately, Chen Fan shot with lightning, and hit the Chen family patriarch's throat with a punch. Crack! Half of his neck collapsed. Ho ho! The patriarch of the Chen family immediately bent over, covered his neck with horror, stepped back, and then fell to the ground unwillingly, losing his vitality. Hiss! The sound of air conditioning was inhaled on Thursday, and everyone's eyes looked at Chen Fan, full of horror. How is this possible? City Lord Li, the master of the slave house, has said that none of the members of the Chen family will stay. Chen Fan immediately looked at Li Zhan and said, "Yes." Li Zhan recovered from the shock, and then hurriedly responded respectfully. Nodding, Chen Fan twisted his slender posture, turned and left, and the crowd split a road automatically in an instant. Next, rushed to Lingyun County City and asked the county guard Xiao Sheng for debt. Chen Fan did not return to the 10,000 Worlds Bank, but continued to control the little secretary to leave Yancheng and head to Lingyun County. On the way, he threw the spirit stone into his mouth casually. Puppets generally have weaknesses, such as the position of the heart, which reserves the energy to spur the entire body, as long as it is destroyed. But the ghost puppet has no specific location to store energy. Just throw the spirit stone into your mouth, and the energy in it will spread throughout your body to provide power. Correspondingly, the ghost puppet does not have the weakness of the puppet. Its only weakness is the ghost. The enemy can only cause damage to the ghost puppet by attacking the ghost level. Of course, as long as Chen Fan's ghost is strong enough, he is naturally not afraid of the enemy's attacks on the ghost level. However, Little Secret can only be invincible in the spirit profound realm, and Xiao Sheng is an early powerhouse in the spiritual transformation realm. Moreover, as the guard of Lingyun County, he has 100,000 soldiers and countless masters under his command. When I go this way, I'm just giving away people's heads. It's better to make another transaction with more capital, hoping to continue to explode some incredible rewards. Chen Fan did what he said, even when he entered the 10,000 Realms bank system. I now have a heavenly advanced technique Yingxuan art, which has more soul power and more vigorousness. Tradable objects have become wider. Immediately, Chen Fan's thoughts moved, and a token of 10,000 realms disappeared before his eyes. The eastern region of Lingyun continent, a place full of nations. Dezhou is the super dynasty here, and it deserves to be the #1 power. Underneath, the strength of the 6 nations, including Daming, is also extremely strong. Ming dynasty. King of Ming Zhu Tianlong. Since he was enthroned, he has been working hard to develop Daming in an all-round way, which has made Daming's national strength prosperous day by day. Now that Zhu Tianlong has reached middle age, his cultivation is stuck in the later stage of the psychic realm, and he has been unable to make further progress. This has also caused the development of Daming to fall into a bottleneck. In this world where force is respected, the ceiling of a country's development depends to a large extent on the strength of the ruler. Could it be that Daming can only pay tribute to the great Zhou? Do not. This king is not reconciled. Zhu Tianlong stood with his hands in his hands and walked away from the sky, looking at the great rivers and mountains of Daming. His ambitions rose for a while, and the pride in his heart surged wildly. If I can obtain the ground-level ghost cultivation technique, I can grow the ghost at a faster speed, make up for the shortcomings of the ghost, and achieve the conditions for breakthrough. Become a master of the imperial spirit realm. Side by side with Emperor Zhou. To get rid of the control of the great Zhou dynasty, fish into the sea. However, the great Zhou dynasty naturally would not sit back and watch the development and growth of the eastern regions, thereby surpassing itself. Therefore, from a long time ago, the entire eastern region had been monopolized by the great Zhou dynasty regarding the cultivation of the ghosts. There are only Huangji and Suanji cultivation methods that are circulated in the outside world. Among them, the Suanji cultivation methods are very few, not to mention the Earth Order cultivation methods. Even if it is as strong as Daming, the most advanced ghost cultivation technique is only a high-level profound. This made his ghost cultivation speed very slow, and couldn't keep up with the increase in his strength at all. If I can get the ground-level ghost cultivation technique, I am willing to pay any price. Clenching his fists suddenly, Ming Wang Zhu Tianlong roared extremely unwillingly. In the next instant, a token suddenly appeared in front of him. Even if he possesses the cultivation base that goes out of the sky, he can't even notice how it appeared. 10,000 Worlds Bank, trading everything. Suddenly such a sentence sounded in his mind. Zhu Tianlong's sword frowned, he hesitated for a moment, and chose to catch it. Although he had never heard of this so-called 10,000 Worlds Bank, it did not prevent him from giving it a try. The next moment, Zhu Tianlong suddenly disappeared and appeared again, already in the lobby of the 10,000 Worlds Bank. This sudden and strange teleport made Zhu Tianlong's expression drastically changed. Tearing the space? Formation? For a time, countless guesses flashed through his mind. Looking at the 4 characters 10,000 Realms Bank in front of him, he forcibly stabilized his mind, and was extremely cautious and guarded against this mysterious force. I want to get the cultivation technique of the underground ghosts. I don't know if there are expensive banks. The level is too low, this bank hasn't included it, only the sky level ghosts practice exercises. Chen Fan's voice sounded. Tian Tier. Zhu Tianlong's pupils shrank suddenly, a flash of ecstasy flashed in his eyes, but his expression remained unchanged, and he continued to ask, "What price do I have to pay?" Since it is a transaction, it is natural to have to pay. Ding! Zhu Tianlong's existing resources, 3,000 harem beauties, 10 spiritual veins, spiritual walking, flame palm. Chen Fan's mind once again sounded the system prompt, and then he keenly locked his eyes on the spiritual veins. A spiritual vein is enough to support the establishment and development of a country. Deccan, a small and remote country in the eastern region, is not strong in national power, but has only 1 spiritual vein. And Daming has 10 spiritual veins. 10 spirit veins. Chen Fan spoke immediately. Impossible. Hearing this, Zhu Tianlong's complexion changed. If all the 10 spiritual veins were given to Chen Fan, Daming would decline at an extremely fast speed. Spiritual veins are the foundation of a country. Without spiritual veins, his strength cannot be improved at all, and even if he obtains the high-ranking ghost cultivation technique, he will not be able to break through. The entire Ming people and the royal family's children, their cultivation speed will also be infinitely slowed down. 9 spiritual veins. Naturally, Chen Fan knew that Zhu Tianlong would not agree, and that doing business was just asking prices and paying back the money by sitting on the ground, so he took a step back. 10 million spirit stones. Zhu Tianlong said. Do you think that the high-ranking ghost cultivation technique is only worth 10 million spiritual stones? Chen Fan asked back. High-ranking. Hearing this, Zhu Tianlong's eyes showed luster, but he still frowned, pretending to hesitately and said, at most half a spiritual vein. However, Chen Fan shook his head again, and said, 8 spiritual veins, there can be no more. He has taken 2 steps in a row. No. Zhu Tianlong also shook his head firmly. 8 spiritual veins, the loss is too great. Moreover, how can I guarantee that the exercises you give are of heavenly rank? Zhu Tianlong said, I always have to inspect the goods first, right? Ming Wang, you have to understand one thing, you are begging me. Chen Fan waved his hand and said, since we can't agree, please go back. Wait. Zhu Tianlong gritted his teeth fiercely and said, a spiritual vein. However, I don't want your complete version of the heaven rank shadow soul cultivation technique. Oh. Hearing that, Chen Fan raised his brows. This is a good way, 3 spiritual veins, I will give you the first level cultivation technique. And before Zhu Tianlong objected, Chen Fan continued, you have to take out the spiritual veins first. This. Zhu Tianlong frowned suddenly. I have to say that Chen Fan's conditions are harsh. But, as Chen Fan said, does he have a choice? He asks for it. It is good. I promise you. Zhu Tianlong gritted his teeth abruptly and agreed. Wait until he breaks through to become a powerhouse in the spirit realm, with 3 spiritual veins, is he still afraid that he won't be able to get it? Now the 3 spiritual veins are not on me, I have to go back to Daming to get them. Zhu Tianlong said. This token is the qualification to go to 10,000 Realms Bank. However, you wasted a token of me. You need to use your palm of flames to compensate. Chen Fan said. You. Zhu Tianlong only felt abnormally aggrieved, and the initiative in this transaction was entirely in the hands of the other party. Give you. Immediately, he took a deep breath and could only take out the cultivation secret skills of the flame palm. As soon as Chen Fan waved his hand, Zhu Tianlong disappeared immediately, and the palm of the flame was also put away. Soon, Zhu Tianlong returned again, handed the 3 spiritual veins to Chen Fan, and then obtained the first level of cultivation secrets of the Yingxuan secret art. However, Zhu Tianlong did not leave immediately. He practiced the Yin Soul secret art on the spot, obviously wanting to inspect the goods. However, Chen Fan didn't want to accompany him to verify the authenticity here, wave his hand to force the other party to leave. He must hurry up to check the rewards of this transaction. You. However, Zhu Tianlong's expression changed immediately when he found that he had returned to Daming. Obviously, he was worried that the other party would cheat him. Otherwise, why not let him inspect the goods on the spot? However, thinking of the mysterious and unpredictable methods of the other party, he seemed to have no choice. I hope it really is a high-level technique. Taking a deep breath, Zhu Tianlong was practicing Yingxuan secret art cross-legged. After a while. Haha! Great! It is true. Zhu Tianlong, a breakthrough is expected. Emperor Zhou, Zhu Tianlong, will be crowned emperor one day. Zhu Tianlong was overjoyed, and immediately bowed his fist toward the distance, his expression sincerely grateful to 10,000 Realms Bank. Ding! The second transaction is completed, with a completion rate of 200%. Get rewards for the tasks corresponding to the degree of completion. Reward settlement, get 10,000, get 100, and get 1. At this time, Chen Fan naturally didn't know Zhu Tianlong's situation, and he was full of his own rewards. It's 200% again. The Shadow Soul Art has 10 levels. It is extremely cost-effective to use the first level with the least difficulty in cultivation and the worst effect in exchange for 3 spirit veins, and a token of 10,000 worlds for the flame palm of the ground-level primary combat skills. Immediately, he hurriedly started to check the rewards. 10,000, strength in the later stage of the spirit profound realm. 100 tokens, which can be used for trading. 1. Upgrade the ghost puppet without any side effects. 10,000 ghost puppets were rewarded. And all of them are in the later stage of the spirit profound realm. Great! It's just, why are all women? Thinking of the scene of leading 10,000 women to charge, Chen Fan looked weird, because, it's so beautiful. He couldn't even bear to look straight. If this can be fully controlled, wouldn't it be a master guard with 10,000 strength in the later stage of the spirit profound realm? Don't worry about betrayal yet. This trip will definitely get back the debt. In the past, Chen Fan had the first level of ghost cultivation, and he could only control 1 ghost puppet to fight. Now he is the 9th level of ghost cultivation and can already control 10,000 ghost puppets to fight. Use special props. Immediately, Chen Fan directly used the special props, blessing on the little secret body. Then, he noticed that little secret seemed to be more agile, his height increased by a few centimeters, his body proportions were more perfect, more attractive, and the invisible pressure on people was even greater. Lingyun County City. The city is densely populated and is the most prosperous place in Lingyun County. This is the political, cultural, and commercial center of the entire Lingyun County. The moment Chen Fan stepped into Lingyun County, the hustle and bustle rushed towards his face, making people feel endless vitality. The shops and vendors on both sides of the street yelled vigorously. Chen Fan couldn't help slowing down, looking at the goods. Coming into this world, he hasn't experienced the local customs. Beauty, would you like to take a look at my rouge? It's absolutely cheap. Beauty, do you want to take a look at our colorful umbrella? The absolute shade will keep you white and beautiful all the time. Beauty, don't you have a bunch of candied haws? It's very sweet, and it nourishes the yin and beauty. Hearing so many vendors greet him like this, Chen Fan couldn't help but twitch at the corner of his mouth. Moreover, because he is so good in figure and has an amazing face, so high rate of turning heads. Ouch! No, a young man's attention was all on him, and he was accidentally tripped, and he staggered and couldn't stand firmly, and fell on a girl in front of him who was 300 jin. My son, if you touched someone, they are still the yellow flower girl, and you are responsible to them. Everyone can see it. The 300 jin girl hugged her son's brother. Let me go. Brother Gongza screamed endlessly. Chen Fan laughed speechlessly. His smile immediately made Beiwa pale, and the surroundings were extremely quiet. Even the 300 jin girl and the brother-in-law who just clamored were motionless. Chen Fan. He regretted bringing the little secret out. He should have brought Xiao He out. Xiao He is the only male ghost puppet in the system, and Chen Fan named him Xiao He. What's the matter? Why is it so quiet here? At this moment, a tender voice broke the short silence. Step aside. Boom. Immediately, there were several loud shouts, and then many people were kicked to the ground, screaming, and the scene became chaotic for a while. It's the daughter of the county guard Xiao Shuet, give way quickly. She's used to being arrogant, don't mess with her. She is the #1 beauty in Lingyun County, but, compared to this beauty, she is ugly. Hearing the surrounding discussion, Chen Fan raised his eyebrows. Xiao Sheng's daughter? It just so happened that he was looking for Xiao Sheng. The next moment, Chen Fan saw Xiao Shuet. A cute and lovely girl, but the domineering between her eyebrows is extremely uncomfortable. Xiao Shue's eyes locked on Chen Fan for the first time. It's so beautiful. Immediately, her pretty face was cold, and her face was full of jealousy. Come here, scratch her face. It turns out to be more beautiful than me. In Lingyun County, this princess is the most beautiful. Sure enough, arrogant. Upon seeing this, Chen Fan raised the corner of his mouth and said, Little girl, don't think you are young and a beautiful woman. I will pity you and cherish Jade. Sister, cough cough. I advise you to be kind. In addition, who is Xiao Sheng's wife from your mother? Upon hearing this, Xiao Shue's pretty face was full of murderous intent. My father has only one wife. That is, my mother. You bastard, you doubt my identity. Court death. With that said, she actually pounced on Chen Fan herself. With vicious eyes, the thin long sword in his hand pierced Chen Fan's pretty face. Obviously, she wanted to scratch Chen Fan's face. Can the puppet still have children? It seems that Xiao Sheng has done a lot of effort to conceal the fact that his wife is a puppet. Chen Fan immediately guessed something. I just wanted you to take me to see your parents. But you have to die. Then I will fulfill you. Tread. In the next instant, Chen Fan stepped abruptly, pulled closer by more than 10 meters, and came directly in front of Xiao Shuet. You dare! Xiao Shue's pretty face changed, but it's a pity. She only has the strength in the middle of the spirit profound realm, how could she be Chen Fan's opponent? Even if the several guards with agile realm strength to protect Xiao Shuet, there is no time to rescue him. Crack! In the next instant, Chen Fan broke Xiao Shuexu's neck. There is not the slightest tenderness. Having died twice in a row, his Xingxing has also undergone tremendous changes. She killed the little princess. Kill her. Otherwise we will all die. Immediately, Xiao Shui's guard made a sound of horror and rushed forward. The people around were even scared and screamed and fled. Boom! Boom! Especially seeing the new beauty who blasted the guard of a little princess with a punch, the scene was brutal, and everyone was shocked. She killed the little princess. If we kill her? Can you ask the princess for credit? Several warriors who saw this scene not far away looked at each other, and immediately rushed forward without hesitation, to besiege Chen Fan. Boom! Puff! Then they were killed one after another. Boom! Boom! Chen Fan started to kill. In addition to the extremely high defensive coefficient, the puppet is tireless. As long as it provides enough spirit stones, it can fight forever. Presumptuous! A few minutes later, with a sudden shout, a group of soldiers rushed out of the crowd and surrounded Chen Fan. Dare to kill in Lingyun County City, are you impatient? The visitor is obviously a general in armor. General Qian, she killed the little princess. At this moment, a voice sounded. What? General Qian's pupils shrank, and the eyes that looked at Chen Fan suddenly filled with murderous intent. He is the #1 general under the command of the county guard. He is young and promising, has unlimited potential, and is highly valued. He is the absolute confidant of Xiao Sheng. In order to climb further, he frantically pursued Xiao Shui, and finally chased Xiao Shui. As a result, Xiao Shui is dead? Wasn't his plan going bankrupt? Die! Thinking like this, the anger in his heart made him extremely irritable, and he shot Chen Fan directly. He is the mid-level strength of the netherworld, with superb combat power. He often fights on the front line and has rich combat experience. Even a master with the strength of the later stage of the netherworld can fight. What's more, this weak woman in front of him. In his opinion, dealing with Chen Fan is all right. Catch you and let the county guard deal with it is also a great achievement. Especially a big beauty. General Qian thought this way, his wrist flicked, the saber turned, and the back of the sword was actually aimed at Chen Fan. Obviously, he wants to catch his mouth. Pity. Boom. Under General Qian's incredible eyes, Chen Fan stretched out his left hand, grabbed his saber directly, then pulled it back abruptly, and then hit his right fist. Boom. Unprepared, there is a huge difference in strength, General Qian couldn't dodge, and he was hit in the head. The next moment, it bursts open directly. Die. Tread. Tread. Chen Fan ate the spirit stone as if eating jelly beans, while walking towards the county guard house. And with every step, blood was splashed, and a corpse was everywhere. An avenue paved with blood, leading directly to the prefecture. At this time, the county guard's mansion was extremely extravagant with Yingyan dance. At the top of the hall, Xiao Sheng, who was bloated and fat, was being served by several beauties. He was very enjoyable and comfortable. And all of this originated from that transaction. Originally, his talent was not outstanding. He only reached the mid-level of the spiritual realm in his 30s. He has passed the best breakthrough period and his future achievements are limited. Why can other people become geniuses and enjoy glory? And I have been mediocre for the rest of my life. He is dissatisfied. He is unwilling. Then, the 10,000 worlds token appeared. The transaction begins. He borrowed a real-life female puppet from the 10,000 Realms Bank, and transformed his initial strength in the spirit realm to directly help him sit on the post of Lingyun County County Guard. Then, relying on this wife, he suppressed the opposition in Lingyun County. Then, relying on the convenience of the guards of Lingyun County, he lavishly collected resources and forcibly helped him improve his cultivation level, reaching the current initial level of the spiritual realm. However, he also knows that his talent is limited. In recent years, he has used resources to improve his strength desperately, resulting in an unstable foundation and a vain state. It is basically impossible to go further in this life. However, he was already very satisfied. At the very least, after returning his wife to the 10,000 Realms Bank, he still possesses the strength of the Spirit Realm, plus the 100,000 Qin army he controls, enough to suppress the opposition forces in Lingyun County. Still able to keep the power in his hands. However, when the day came to return his wife, he looked at the 10,000 Realms token in front of him and hesitated. According to the agreement, he picked up the 10,000 Realms token and held the hand of the wife to enter the 10,000 Realms Bank again and return the wife. But if this puppet is still in my hands, I will definitely have the opportunity to go further in the future and go to Dakan Chaotang, the power center. The glory of the future will be even more brilliant. Moreover, with this puppet, even if I don't have any combat power, who can do anything to me? Let her help me solve the dangers in the future. Thinking like this, he chose to breach the contract. He wanted to see if Wanja Bank would trouble him. Day by day passed. Nothing happened at Wanja Bank. From the initial anxiety and worry, he became ecstatic. Maybe Wanja Bank has closed down. Immediately, he began to enjoy unscrupulously. As a result, now his figure is beginning to deform, completely indulging in the gentle homeland. Oh no! Sir, the little princess was killed. However, today, while he was enjoying it, suddenly a subordinate came to report in a panic. What? Hearing this, Xiao Sheng's fat shook, his complexion changed slightly, and he stood up suddenly. This is his only daughter, so dear, she was killed? Who did it? Find him. Kill him. No, stay alive, I want him to die. Watching his relatives die. Xiao Sheng stood up abruptly and shouted angrily. Sir County Guard, she has already killed her. The subordinates said in a panic, she is so strong that even General Qian Cheng was killed. What? Upon hearing this, Xiao Sheng's pupil shrank. Qian Cheng's combat effectiveness is very clear to him, otherwise he wouldn't regard him as a confidant, so he held hands together. Please come over, madam. Immediately, Xiao Sheng thought of his wife subconsciously, and at the same time he was not at ease. Send an army into the city. Also, let the guards in the house desperately stop this person. Do it now. Yes. The men left quickly. Xiao Sheng took a deep breath, a touch of fear flashed in his eyes. If the other party dared to come to the door, he must have reliance. The tenderness of these years has not only deformed his body, but also made his courage a lot smaller. He guessed in his heart, dare to kill the county guard mansion. Over the years, he doesn't seem to have offended any powerful people, right? Is it the enemy that share provokes? Or, rushing to me? Suddenly, he guessed a certain possibility, and his expression changed slightly. That is a taboo existence for him. What? At this moment, a clear and audible scream came. Boom! Then, a corpse fell directly into the center of the courtyard, convulsed twice, and there was no movement. Tread. Chen Fan finally reached the county guard house. Cool. There was a long whistle. Killing this way, he completely used his fists and kicks, and the fight was extremely happy. You are Xiao Sheng, right? Chen Fan ignored the many guards of the county guards who were afraid to step forward, but fixed his gaze on Xiao Sheng's body and asked. It's this county guard. Who are you? You dare to kill the county guard mansion, so brave. Since he couldn't dodge, Xiao Sheng immediately shouted, revealing his tyrannical aura. My name is Chen Fan. Chen Fan replied. Chen Fan. Seeing the overly beautiful woman in front of him, Xiao Sheng was taken aback. Isn't Chen Fan a man's name? Wrong. The slave house is a little secret, and Chen Fan is my master. The master sends a slave house to take your life. Chen Fan reacted and said immediately, looking at you like this, you should resist, right? What? You are. Hearing this, Xiao Sheng became more determined by his inner guess, and his expression changed drastically. No matter who you are. This is my place. Dare to come here to make trouble, go to death. Xiao Sheng immediately gritted his teeth and looked fiercely, and shouted, come here, kill Chen Fan. Reward 1,000,000 spirit stones. Who? Under the temptation of the 1,000,000 spirit stones, many people suddenly lost their minds and rushed forward desperately. Die! The delicate body flickered, and Chen Fan turned on the killing mode again. Seeing the tragic deaths of his men on the spot, Xiao Sheng's expression became more and more ugly, then he looked at his wife who had already walked to his side, and ordered, Madam, this woman is too arrogant to kill our daughter. The sin is unforgivable. Go and kill her. He stared at his wife, and wanted to try if his wife met the people of Wanja Bank, would he not listen to his orders? Who? Then, his wife rushed to Chen Fan immediately. Upon seeing this, Xiao Sheng looked relaxed. As long as his wife is on his side, he is at ease. The puppets of the initial stage of the transformation realm have a fighting power comparable to those in the middle stage of the transformation realm. The person in the 10,000 worlds bank in front of him is only in the late stage of the Lingdong realm. How can he be his wife's opponent? Everyone around them also looked calm, and felt that Chen Fan was bound to die. Chen Fan, using your puppets from the 10,000 realms bank to deal with you, can't you think of it? The corner of Xiao Sheng's mouth provoked. But the next moment, boom! Boom! His wife suddenly killed the two guards who besieged Chen Fan. Upon seeing this, everyone's complexion changed. You, madam, you. Xiao Sheng's expression changed. Xiao Sheng, you don't think your wife will still listen to you, do you? She is my person. With Xiao Sheng's wife helping to kill the enemy, Chen Fan was able to free his hands, looked at Xiao Sheng, and said, What? What's going on? Does the county guard's wife have an affair? For a moment, the people in the surrounding prefectures were shocked, and various speculations surfaced in their minds. You? Who are you from 10,000 Worlds Bank? Xiao Sheng gritted his teeth abruptly and asked. You guessed it. I am the slave girl of the current owner of 10,000 Worlds Bank. Chen Fan said with a smile, our master said that you borrowed this female puppet with the initial strength of the transition realm for 11 years. According to the contract, you were overdue for a full 10 years. To calculate it, I owe me 100 years of life to the 10,000 Realms Bank. Today, I am here to retrieve the things that belong to our 10,000 Realms Bank, as well as the interest. Hearing that, the people around became more confused. What is Wanja Bank? It turns out that the wife of the county guard was on loan? And it sounds like the county guard is not paying the bill? These things sounded weird and subverted common sense. It was hard to believe, and everyone couldn't understand it at all. I do not know what you're talking about. Kill him. Awarded 1,000,000 spirit stones. Promoted to the 3rd rank. Xiao Sheng roared. Immediately, the guards who had just arrived, without knowing the circumstances, were stimulated by the rewards, and they shot one after another. Who? And Xiao Sheng himself turned around and ran away. Without hesitation. 10,000 Worlds Bank, a terrifying existence, he is alone now, and the powerful wife is a betrayal, how can he be an opponent? Want to run? Upon seeing this, Chen Fan frowned. He thought about being tough with Xiao Sheng, and he had a lot of confidence in Xiao Mi, and the worst thing was that the puppet next to him in the early stage of the spiritual transformation realm assisted him. However, the only thing he did not expect was that the opponent would flee without fighting. Chase! The little secret that Chen Fan controlled at this time was just the strength of the later stage of the Lingdong realm, and could not catch up, so he had to order the puppet of the initial stage of the Lingdong realm next to him. Who? Who? And Chen Fan followed closely behind. Suddenly, the former noisy and deadly county guard mansion suddenly became deadly silent, and the rest of the people looked at each other, not knowing what to do for a while. Besiege these two. At this time, Xiao Sheng's figure flashed, and he had just arrived in the city when he saw a large number of troops coming. His face was ecstatic, and he did not hesitate to give the order to attack. He still has 100,000 Qin army, he did not lose. This is his place. He can control everything. Kill! 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 Qin Yunbing pointed at Chen Fan and executed the order without hesitation. Chen Fan, even though you two are strong, how can you break my 100,000 army? The emboldened Xiao Sheng simply ran away without anxiousness, and asked with a sneer. The Qin Jun who has arrived here now is less than 10,000, right? Chen Fan glanced at the charging Qin Jun and said. Less than 10,000. But, so what? Before you get through the army, the remaining army will definitely be able to arrive. Qin Jun's military methods are extremely strict, and Xiao Sheng knows it well. Yes. Chen Fan chuckled, then waved his hand. Suddenly 10,000 female ghost puppets appeared. What? Xiao Sheng's expression changed. How did Chen Fan do it? Throw down the armies with a wave? Throw beans into a soldier? Xiao Junqiao, you underestimate the 10,000 realms bank. I can make you a county guard with great power, and I can also wave my hand to knock you off the dust and wipe you out. After speaking, Chen Fan waved his hand and issued an offensive order, kill. Could it be that my great Qin soldier is no match for a group of women? Ridiculous! Xiao Sheng roared, kill. Persevere until the army arrives. Kill. 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 The generals of De Qin were murderous, and the voice shook 10 miles. On the other hand, the 10,000 female ghost puppets on Chen Fan's side were extremely quiet and silent. There is a sharp contrast between the two sides. Boom! The next moment, the armies of both sides collided fiercely. Puff! Puff! The slaughter on one side, then started. Even Dakin generals had no time to scream, and they were chopped off their heads. The 10,000 female ghost puppets in the spirit profound realm are absolutely crushed. The two sides are not on the same level at all. In just a few seconds, the Dakin soldiers on Xiao Sheng's side were slaughtered more than 3,000 people. At this speed, I am afraid that in less than 10 seconds, De Qin soldiers will be slaughtered. Who? Immediately, Xiao Sheng's complexion changed drastically, and then he turned around and fled again without hesitation. Chase! Chen Fan immediately issued the order and at the same time stuffed a large number of spirit stones into Xiao Sheng's wife. Who? Immediately, Xiao Sheng's wife chased after him. Chen Fan did not move. Xiao Mi is only in the late stage of the Lingdong realm strength, and can't catch up with Xiao Sheng at all. However, Xiao Sheng's wife is enough. 10 hours later, Xiao Sheng didn't know how far he ran, and his spiritual power was completely exhausted. He could only watch his wife grab him away. 10 hours later, Xiao Sheng was thrown in front of Chen Fan by his wife as if throwing garbage. Madam! You and I have been married for 10 years, so do you abandon me like this? Xiao Sheng cried out sadly. He still wanted to struggle. However, his wife is just a puppet, there is no feeling, just said coldly, this is my master. I will do whatever the master asks me to do. You. Xiao Sheng was speechless for a while. Xiao Sheng, what use are you talking about now? Repaying debts is justified. It's not difficult to borrow and repay. You want to go wrong, it's unethical. Don't worry. Although you are unkind, I will not be unrighteous. I will not kill you. I just come to get back the things that belong to the master, collect the interest, and I will leave after I receive it. Hold him. As Chen Fan said, he signaled Xiao Sheng's wife to hold Xiao Sheng, in case Xiao Sheng suddenly violent. The surrounding Lingyun County people were shocked. It turns out, their county guards are not paying their debts. The wife was borrowed from Wanja Bank. The creditor comes to ask for the debt and collects interest. You can bear it. Quickly. At this time, Chen Fan had already arrived in front of Xiao Sheng, with his right hand covering the Beiwei cup ointment on his head involuntarily. Do not! Xiao Sheng yelled. Unfortunately, it's useless. I saw that his vitality was taken away at a speed visible to the naked eye. Soon, his face was densely covered with wrinkles, his body rickets, and his breath languished. It was already in his twilight years. People around, retreat in horror. Also, can it be like this? The Dakin generals who were planning to go forward to rescue Lingyun County's prefectural guard, he stopped for a while and was shocked. Have they ever seen such strange and inexplicable means? Life can still be charged? At this time, Xiao Sheng was completely depleted, and his whole person was depressed. Without a 100-year lifespan, he could feel that he was not far from death. Also, this matter will inevitably spread. As Dakin County Shao, he will not pay his debts. Life is about to end, there is no wife to protect you. At that time, not only will he not be able to sit in the position of the county guard, but he will even be avenged by some little people who were completely indifferent before. As for his own strength, he used the cultivation base that he used to forcibly upgrade his talents. His foundation is vain, and he has been greedy for enjoyment these years, and he has suffered severe loss of vitality and blood. Can only be bullied. Thinking of the tragic fate that followed, he couldn't help but see a deep shadow in his eyes. Rather than die humiliatingly, it's better to pull you to die together. You ruined everything about me. Even if you die, I won't let you go. Die. The next moment, he suddenly made a move and hit Chen Fan's heart with a punch. I am a master at the early stage of the transformation realm, and you are just the strength of the late stage of the transformation realm. Even if I am in my twilight years, killing you is easy. Chen Fan could clearly feel his monstrous anger, but life and death are not determined by whose anger is strong. Boom! Chen Fan couldn't avoid it. After all, at such a close distance, the opponent was stronger than him. But humph! He just snorted and was repelled by a dozen steps to stabilize his figure. Are you okay? How is this possible? For a while, Xiao Sheng even forgot to escape, looked at Chen Fan in disbelief, and then reacted, You are a puppet. You must be a puppet. Although his combat power has declined severely, hitting a key position like the center of the mouth will definitely be able to kill a warrior in the late stage of the smart realm. Unless it's a puppet. To be precise, I am a ghost puppet. Chen Fan looked at Xiao Sheng indifferently, as if looking at a dead person. I wanted you to live, you have to die by yourself. That's no fault of me. Since your wife made you, let your wife come and kill you. As Chen Fan's voice fell, the puppet of the initial stage of the spirit transformation realm's strength immediately slapped Xiao Sheng's head with a palm. Boom! Its head burst open immediately. A generation of county guards has fallen. All around, there was a dead silence. Ding! The first debt recovery, 100% completion. Get extra rewards. Reward settlement, get 10,000, 1,000, 100, 10, and 1. As soon as Xiao Sheng was killed, he heard the system prompt, and Chen Fan immediately lit up. God Burst Rune. So much. Great! God Burst Rune, one of the runes. You can kill the enemy with an explosion. The higher the grade, the stronger the explosive power. Under normal circumstances, the first rank Burst Rune can kill the spiritual realm martial artist, the second rank burst rune can kill the spiritual profound realm martial artist, the third rank burst rune can kill the spiritual realm martial artist, the fourth rank burst rune can kill the spiritual realm master, and the fifth rank blasting talisman can kill the strong in the psychic realm. In other words, I now have a batch of powerful bombs. Chen Fan immediately moved his eyebrows. It's a pity that there will be additional rewards only when the first debt is recovered, and there will be no further debt recovery. However, even so, it was an excellent result. He is equivalent to getting a large number of time bombs for nothing. This is the whole card. Correct. To make a talisman requires tyrannical spirit power. I am now the 9th level of the ghost, and the spirit power is not weak. Maybe there is a chance to become a spirit talisman. The magician engraves the runes on various rune stones to form various runes, which can be used in battles and even wars. If you can become a 9th rank talisman, you can easily create the legendary 9th rank talisman. It's not difficult to move mountains and seas and destroy the country. Pity. My talent is terrible. This is where Chen Fan is relatively depressed. When he came to this world, it wasn't that he had never tried to become a talisman, but it was a pity, the talent was so bad that he even felt like he couldn't bear to look directly at him. Now, I can only hope in the system. Since 10,000 Realms Bank can trade everything, it should also be able to trade talent. Chen Fan's eyes flashed, it seems that we still need to pick up more guests. Immediately, he came back to his senses and found that he was still in the middle of Xiao Secret's eyebrows, surrounded by his own army of female ghost puppets, and countless Lingyun County soldiers, warriors, and civilians stared at him. He didn't move, everyone else didn't move, and he didn't even dare to make a sound. His eyes were full of fear. Let's go away. I'm only here to collect debts. I only target the creditor and have nothing to do with others. Chen Fan waved his hand, then didn't bother to watch everyone's reaction, turned and left. He wants to make the third deal quickly. After Chen Fan left, what he did in Lingyun County seemed to have grown wings and spread throughout Dakan. The name of 10,000 Worlds Bank began to appear in the eyes of everyone. This mysterious and even weird organization was remembered by many forces at once. At this time, Chen Fan found an inn in the county town of Lingyun County to stay, then closed the door and entered the lobby of the 10,000 Realms Bank. 10,000 Realms token, get out. Find the right customer. Now, he has a lot more resources, in addition to the previous ones, he also has the 100-year lifespan and so many godexplosive talisman he just got from Xiao Sheng. These are all tradable capital. The capital of the Great Qin dynasty. The depths of the Meng family mansion. Montaigne, the great general of Dakan town, is a Wayne-spiring and a Wayne-spiring. Unfortunately, when he was young, he often fought on the front line, and there were a lot of hidden injuries in his body. Because of his tyrannical strength, the hidden injuries had been suppressed and never broke out. Now, old age and physical decay, after a long period of accumulation of dark wounds, it finally broke out. In an instant, his body collapsed, lying on the bed, depressed. Since he was lying on this hospital bed, the power of the Meng family has plummeted, especially the military power of the general of his town, which has been targeted by many people. Nowadays, all forces are busy fighting for Montaigne's military power in the court, but no one came to visit him. As a result, the Meng family, which used to be bustling with traffic, has now become a splendid bird. The changes before and after are simply astounding. Only the 9th prince, Qin Zheng, came to visit at this time.